Hi, let's create today a simple password strength meter in pure JavaScript. If this is your first time here and you want to learn Frontend in JavaScript, start right now by subscribing and don't forget to turn on the subtitles. Let's create a simple password analyzer that uses the following parameters: length, content, and case. Each parameter gives some points. The first parameter is the length. The more symbols in the password, the more scores it has. If password length is greater than 12 symbols, it adds 1 point, otherwise it adds a fraction. The password should contain letters, only Latin ones, digits and symbols. Each of them adds some scores. The last parameter is the case of letters. There should be uppercase letters and lowercase letters. Each types add a half of a score. For simplification, I check only for Latin letters. To analyze that, I need to observe the input tag changes using keyUp method. When a user releases a key, it examines the input data. For your real application, you need to consider the reaction on every input, copy-paste actions, mouse events, etc., but not for this tutorial. Let's dive into the code. Let's create a wrapper. It should be a container with a class pass. Let's set style for body, background color, light yellow should be nice. And for our wrapper, class pass, and define the geometry, display flex, and direction and align. Direction column, align items center, and justify content center. Thus I'll put our inputs in the center of the wrapper. Now let's create input fields. It should be input with the type password. Now to complete for a password, I turn off. Set a class for styling it. It should be passImp. And ID input. I'm going to use this ID for a JavaScript handler. And styles for it. For class passImp, set it geometry. And add some margins. 20 pixels and 0. It's located not in the center because I have a typo here. Good. Then a label that indicates the strength using a specific color and text message. Let's put label down here. Label with the class passLabel, and add a modifier class passLabelWeak. To specify a password strength, I'm going to use several modifiers like weak, strong, etc. and set an ID that I am going to use for a JavaScript handler indicator. Then a span. Inside it, I display a word that specifies password strength. So class here is passText. Password strength and a word itself. ID text for a JavaScript handler. Now it's weak. Now add some styles for that. For a label itself, set its geometry. Fix these typos. It should be underscore underscore. And now modifiers. Fair will be yellow. Good will be silver. Strong will be lime green. Again this typo. And styles for passText. Now let's review our styles. Okay, I need to fix this one and this one. What about my styles for this label? I have correct naming for path label. Let's check in the markup. Yes, I need to fix this. Good. Let's review this margin. Yes, I have a typo here. Okay, now that looks nice. Let's create a function itself. So for HTML, for input on key up, I'll add a handler. But take into account that for a production-ready code, you need to add an event handler because this solution will be more robust. Let's add event handlers here. Let's grab all elements and store them into variables. So input, one more for indicator, an indicator here, and another one for a text element. Now our function, pass check. Let's store a password from a value, input value, and define an object for current strength. It consists of 3 parameters. 0 here, complexity scores, 0 as well, and case scores. Now our validation. If password length is lower than 4, set scores to 0. If greater than 12, then set to 1. Otherwise, calculate the value according to this formula. Password length divided by 20. Then let's calculate final scores. It should be math round of following values. Take the sum of our scores, like this, plus another one, complexity scores, and one more, case scores. As for now, we calculate the value of length scores only. And now a function that should display the result, like set strength for scores. Let's define this function. Function set strength. Level of complexity here. Case 0. It should be level weak. Break. Case 1. Level equal fair. Case 2. Level good. Three is strong. And default is weak. And displays these values. Inner text, display our level there. And for indicator, change its class name equals to the following. And our modificator. Let's try this one. Good, that works. Now let's add the rest of our verifications. Let's check for complexity. For that, I'm going to use a regular expression and compare our value if it contains digits, letters, and special characters, like that. If password match something, a regular expression here with the key global, then current strength should be increased. Complexity scores plus something. Check for digits first. Digits here. Now for letters, only Latin letters for simplification from A to Z, and for capital letters from A to Z, and change this factor. And the same for special characters. Capital W and underscore, and change this factor to 0.4. Let's check. Good. Now let's calculate case scores, like following. Case scores here for black letters from A to Z, that adds 0.5 points, and for capital letters the same. From A to Z here. Let's review. Good, I like this one. That's it. So easy. My code is available on CodePen, documentation is available on the internet. Follow the links if you're eager to get more. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel and watch other episodes. Thanks for watching and dive deeper.